Ladies and gentlemen, it is our great pleasure to welcome our special guest, Mr. Paul English. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Paul Leslie Hour.
All right, Paul.
Who is Paul English?
Well, I don't know. He's just old Paul around here. Just old Paul. That's what we call him.
Well, I think most stories are best from the beginning, so tell us, where are you from?
Fort Worth originally.
Fort Worth, Texas. And what was
right.
life like growing up?
It was pretty mundane, you know. It really was pretty mundane. It just happened. Looked around, and all of a sudden I'm 78 years old.
Well, tell us, was there a lot of music playing around the English household?
There was a lot of music around the household. You know, my older brother, he's a musician. I'm not a musician, but my younger brother's a musician. So that's where all the music come from.
Did your parents play a lot of records, or was there a radio playing around the house a lot?
No, the radio was playing all the time. We listened to the radio all the time, and I mean all the time. Two leather, and so I had the radio going all the time, and we listened to country western all the time.
Can you remember favorite musicians growing up?
Sure, I can remember favorite musician growing up. You know, Willie was the number one musician around our house. I didn't know it. I thought he was an older black man, you know, the way he came across. But, you know, we listened to his show. It was three and a half hours long, I think. So we listened to his show every day. You know, listened to it every day. So that was the main thing. It really was.
How did you begin to play music?
Oh, well, that was an accident. You know, I played trumpet all my life. You know, my brother paid for me to take lessons in trumpet, so I took lessons in trumpet, and I played a little bit around town, but not anything spectacular. You know, my brother called me from, I think it was KCLU, but I don't remember the name of this radio station, but it was where Willie was playing at, so he wanted me to come up there and play the drum. I never had played the drum before. So you just count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then count it off like that. And start playing. I thought, okay, I'll try it. So I didn't have a full set, just had a snare drum. So I said 1, 2, 3, 4, and you know, and I could play the beat. So that's about all I could play, you know. Then I got a bass drum somewhere and got set on a Coca-Cola case and a chair. And that's how I got started playing the bass drum and snare drum, and then somebody got me a snare. And I finally got a snare. After about 6 weeks, you know, we got a job. And everybody said, well, who will get for drummer? I didn't think they were going to use me, because, you know, I was doing leather at the time, you know. I could take off work. It didn't bother me to take off work, because I could just make it up some other down the line. So everybody, they mentioned some names, and Willie said, I think we'll use Paul. We've been playing all this time for nothing. First job was with Willie. I think my last one will be with Willie as well.
Well, let me ask you this. What was your first impression of Willie Nelson when you met him?
He was a lot younger than I was. He was a lot younger than I thought he was. You're younger than me. It was shocking to hear that. He sounded like an old man on the radio. But he sang good.
Have there been any drummers that have influenced you over the years? Any drummers that you appreciate?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there was a drummer a long time ago. You know, I used to listen to a lot. You know, I can't remember his name now, but I remember him. I remember him very well. I just can't remember his name. His name was Mickey, I think. But anyway, it wasn't Mickey. It was something else. But anyway, yeah. I hate so far back I can't remember him. I think there was another drummer, but I can't remember his name either. So I can go show you.
Do you have any favorite stories from the road from playing with Willie Nelson?
You know, I've got a lot of them.
So many.
You, but there's a lot of them. Yeah, there was an awful lot of them. Yeah. So I started working for him this time in 1966. That was when I started this job. 1966, and it's been going ever since. But yeah, there was some good stories about me going and all that. You know, all the stuff we had to do at that time. You know, like collecting the money. That was the main thing. Collecting money was the main thing.
So there was a time when it was harder for the music act to get paid.
Oh yes, it was very a lot harder then. We never were beat completely, but one time we got beat out of it completely, and that was, I think I was in Florida somewhere. So that was where the guy wasn't going to pay us, and he wanted to pay me $600. I said, well, that's okay. And then Willie said, no, that's not all of it. Then we're all or nothing. So I said, okay, nothing then. So kicked us out. Had a policeman kick us out. Had his own police force, what he did. And he didn't get a contract. That's how we couldn't dispute that. We don't know for sure if we got a contract.
Well, thankfully, Willie Nelson and the family band are in a lot better position right now.
Oh, yes, we are now. It's a whole different story now. It really is.
Why do you think people love Willie Nelson so much?
I don't really know. I really don't know. Maybe because we just play a lot of dates. I guess keep our name out there, as far as I know. I know he's a great guy. I mean, I know he's a great guy, but I don't know what keeps him popular. I don't know what makes him popular. I really don't know.
When Willie came out with the song and the album, Me and Paul, how did you feel about that?
I was really thrilled about that. That was really thrilled. That was another thing he endeared me to himself. So, I guess that's what he does. He endears everybody to himself, and that's what he done to me. That was 1970.
You've had the chance to perform with a lot of people as a result of working with Willie Nelson.
Right.
Leon Russell, a lot of people. Who has been a favorite?
Willie Nelson is a favorite. He always has been. There was a lot of people that was favorite. I liked Ernest Tubb. I liked him a lot. He was a great guy. Ernest Tubb was. Yeah, he told me something one time. We were on the band. I was working in Fort Worth at the time, and he called Ray Cheney. That's what I was working for, Ray Cheney. And Ray Cheney, he said, "He's a drummer." Well, Ray Cheney could loan me out, so he loaned me out to him. He hired another drummer there in town, and just worked 5 days with Jack. I had his bass man, his drummer brother, and sister got killed, so I had to go down and bury her. So he went to Nashville to bury her. So anyway, I went to work for Ernest Tubb for a week, and I told him, "Ernie, I'm not a very good drummer." He said, "Son, I'll tell you something. I found out in my life that you can find a good person, and plays good, make a good drummer out of them. You can't necessarily make a good drummer out of a bad person." So I told him what I had to be when I thought I was a good person, and I made it pretty good for that week. Paid me $25 a day for that day. He was a good guy, great guy.
What is it like performing with your brother, Billy English, who's also in Willie Nelson and the family band?
Well, it's great. He's been with us now about 26 years. He's great. Great to work with. Primary drummer now. I had a stroke last year. He's primary drummer now. I'm just come up and play 4 songs and leave, and that's it. I still collect the money though and stuff like that. But pay the bills at home, so
You all have played in a lot of cities and towns all across America, really. Has there been a favorite place to play?
Oh yes, by far. Red Rock's been the one I would like the best. Great place.
What do you like about it?
It's built in a mountain. It's inside a mountain. It's great acoustics, in inside a mountain. I like that part of it.
When someone goes to see all of you guys perform, what do you hope they get out of the experience?
Well, I know that most times when people come to see us, they're not the first time, But when people do come the first time, they say, "Well, I've never heard of him before." And, it's really nice to hear him sing, And that's what I get most from people that are new people. Very rarely do we meet any new people now. So, after you've been on the road for so long, there's not very many new ones left. They're all been around for a while. We've got some people that all over.
Do you have a favorite Willie Nelson record album that you played on?
It's the one with Ray Price. William Ray Price.
Oh yeah, that one.
I love that one. I love that one. That's where I played the best drums I ever played on that one. They come over and asked me, "That's real good playing." I said, "Well, I've been listening to you for a long time, man." He's another one I really like a lot. Ray Price. He's a great guy.
What have you learned from your years on the road and recording with Willie Nelson?
I don't know what I've learned. I know I've learned benevolence and try to be peaceful. So that's what I've really learned most of all about it. Took me about 10 years to learn that, but I did it.
That's one thing that some people never learn. So I guess that's really quite amazing. I have two final questions for you.
Yes, sir.
All right. The first one, it's kind of lighthearted. It's kind of silly. What is your absolute favorite meal?
I don't know. I really don't have a favorite meal right this point in time. I really don't. That's just Belgian waffle for breakfast. That's what I like the most.
Belgian waffles.
Yeah.
We have that in common. I've
eaten them better breakfast. On this tour, I've eaten them every morning for breakfast, so that's hard to say.
Well, that sounds like that's your favorite. My last question for our special guest, the one and only Paul English. This broadcast is going out all over the place. So my last question, what do you want to say to all the folks who are listening in, all the Willie Nelson fans out there?
Well, just keep coming to see us. That's all we can ask for. Just keep coming to see us. Bear with us. So we're going to be there.
Well, Mr. English, I thank you so much for this interview.
Thank you very much for having me. I mean that sincerely.